What is up, everybody? Superversity here today, and we're going to talk about a little bit of controversy over the weekend. Apparently, an Xbox-centric podcast called Xbox Era, and one of the members of the podcast has made a statement that the gaming industry is extremely against Xbox at the current moment. So even if Starfield does extremely well, it won't matter. Like, a lot of these companies are probably... He kind of went the conspiracy theorist route, where a lot of these companies are probably going to give Starfield a 7 or 8 anyway, even though the game might be extremely amazing, because people are definitely this anti-Xbox, pro-PlayStation wave right now, or pro-Nintendo. Like, Xbox is definitely like the scapegoat of the gaming industry for the gaming industry woes right now, because people are making some crazy claims about Xbox. Like, some people are saying that, hey, Starfield must be the game that it has to knock it out of the park, or Xbox is just doomed at this point. So people are definitely over exaggerating the state of Xbox right now. Like, everything just doesn't depend on Starfield. Like, sure, we want this game to be amazing, but if the game is not great, which is hard to believe it's not going to be great, but if it's not great, Xbox is not over with. The people still have a fan base. People are just overdoing it right now with the doom and gloom, especially from the gaming media and especially from Sony fanboys and gaming media in general. This whole Xbox is over if this game doesn't hit a 10 out of 10 perfect score. It's kind of ridiculous. I don't think any company, any one game should have that much responsibility, that much. It shouldn't have that much responsibility on this one game to save the brand. I think Xbox brand is just fine. And when you see these people who say the PlayStation is so much better than Xbox is so trash, you ask these guys, what are they playing on that PlayStation? And they play the same games you play on Xbox, multi-plat. So, is it really that much in a better position than Xbox right now? Are we really thinking about it? Not really. Like, the people who are playing on PlayStation most likely are playing multi-plats right now. All Sony has had this year is PSVR, which, like I said, most people don't care about that before in previous videos. I said that before. And also, they had the DLC for Horizon Forbidden West, which I don't see people, like, people are really going crazy over DLC right now. It's like, knock it off. Most people are just playing multi-plat, so. The people like to put these stupid arguments, say PlayStation is so much better right now. It really isn't. You're playing the same games people are playing on Xbox. But yeah, this is Xbox Era co-founder Nick Baquette says he's convinced that no gaming outlets want to give Starfield high scores. He argues other sites have already decided to give Starfield a 7 and 8.5 reviews in order to generate traffic and drag the Xbox brand down. And it's not too far-fetched, because people gave that Zelda Breath of the Wild like a perfect 10 score, like a masterpiece. And that was across the board with these different review sites. So I don't think this is too far-fetched. I kind of think these guys have a score in mind. They want to give these games before they even play it, just because of the reception they're going to get from the different fans. Because we saw when one of these review sites gave Zelda a 6 or a 7 out of 10, one of the scores gave it, the people were outraged about that one score getting a 7 out of 10. So, and also, on a side note, my copy of this masterpiece finally came in the mail a week late at this point. So, I'm going to be experiencing this so-called masterpiece, and it better be a 10 out of 10, as these game journalists are saying, or they are full of crap. It better be amazing. It better completely change my mind as a gamer. It better completely just change me as a person at this point, because the amount of 10 out of 10s and perfect scores this game has been getting is just fascinating, because other games have been completely ostracized and crucified to the point that they have flaws like bugs, glitches, frame rates not being 60. And this game is not the prettiest looking game. The visuals aren't that great, and it has frame dips, but they gave it a pass. So this better be the most amazing game ever, or we're going to have a problem. But without further ado, I'm getting past myself. Let's listen to the clip where it's got these people triggered, because it's got a lot of responses on social media with this clip right here. So let's listen to it.
Always ignore that.
There are a couple of noise out there. But that's the thing.
But in the end, it doesn't matter if Starfield's great. I'm already convinced that no one wants to give Starfield high review scores. I think they want to give it 8s, 8.5, 7, 7.5s, so they can then create more content after that to say how Xbox sucks again, because Starfield... Yeah.
Because let's be honest here, people. These different websites, Console Wars drives the traffic to these websites. Like, These websites can give a regular review. They won't get too much traffic with their regular reviews, but if there's some console war stuff behind it, like Xbox sucks and to make it, they're gonna get more traffic to their website. So we kind of know how this goes. Sure, the people in the industry try to act like they're not with the whole console war thing, but we know what's going on. They do these whole like Xbox is done, Xbox can't afford to take another loss. It's just like they do these crazy articles. With the meantime, they love the console wars. These gaming journalists love the console war nonsense because they get more traffic and more views. So,
Was it a 10 out of 10?
It just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. It's
And not only that, as we've since discovered, even if they give Starfield 9s and 10s, Xbox is still doomed. Look at Halo. Halo on a certain big name site got 9 out of 10, but still sucks as a game.
yeah, that is kind of crazy because a lot of these websites did give Halo a high score, but they still didn't stop the doom and gloom. Like Halo was an amazing game, but they're still saying Xbox just has no direction because the game was missing some content. But you look at the competition from when Halo dropped, it was like, what was Halo's competition really at that time period? Like, there's still nothing on the scale of Halo Infinite. Like, people want to say it was unfinished or missing content. There's still like no PlayStation Nintendo equivalent to Halo. Like, I can't play no FPS game on Sony or Nintendo's platform that's just in the same quality of Halo Infinite, despite the flaws of this missing content. Like, really? But people, these game websites are saying, "Hey, Xbox is still they're just in a directionless path at this point, which is complete nonsense." But let's continue.
So this is why we say it doesn't matter what they do, and why Phil finally has realized it doesn't matter what they do. So just become the evil bastards they want you to be. Because
I'm inclined to agree.
if Microsoft become the evil bastards, right? So here's my secret hope, and this isn't a secret hope that's coming from a place of games, because I don't care about ABK's games. This is coming from a secret hope as a Xbox content creator that's just kind of drained now. I'm becoming mentally drained of all this. I want Microsoft to just become the evil pricks and go, ha ha ha, we've pushed the deal through, and yeah, okay, Jez, whatever, Jez, it didn't exist. This is the advantage of being the guy that gets the info.
Yeah, so this last part, him saying Microsoft just becoming a bad guy at this point, I kind of agree. Just to be scumbagish like Sony is at this point. Because like I said before, Sony has a pretty dry year for first-party content. So much so that they're leaning off Square Enix. They're paying Square Enix to keep their games off Xbox. Final Fantasy 16, which is a big title coming out. I think we just started getting reviews for that game too, and people saying that game is really good. And we got Final Fantasy 7 Remake Part 2. And they have Forspoken, which came out this year, which didn't do that great. But they are leaning heavily. They are pretty much, Square Enix is pretty much carrying Sony on their back this year, besides Spider-Man 2, which comes out in September. It's been a pretty dry year for first-party content for Sony, so Microsoft needs to keep the follow suit and pay these third parties off to make exclusive content to the Xbox and keep it off PlayStation. Fight dirty as well. They should do the same thing. So they should be the bad guy as well. If you can't beat them, join them at this point. But a lot of people said this clip was outrageous. There can't be any media bias. It's like every website for the past 2 weeks has been trashing Xbox, but there's definitely no media bias according to these comments, people in the comment section. But let's see some of these comments. Hi-Fi Rush blindsided them. If Hi-Fi Rush had a traditional marketing cycle, it would have scored 75 to 80. Even at that one side, gave Hi-Fi Rush a low score because he didn't like Xbox. I do remember that. That was crazy because one of these review sites did give Hi-Fi Rush a low score because he didn't like the game's Xbox's output. And that was like a legit thing. I was like, what? So you think the game was amazing, but you're going to give it a lower score because you didn't like the other games Xbox released this year? That makes absolutely no sense. But one of these websites did do that, so... Yeah, because even if the game does get like an 8 score, that wouldn't even be enough. People are still gonna trash the game. It has to be like a 10 out of 10 at this point. if it's less than a 10, people are gonna call Starfield trash. Even if the game does do well, they're still gonna call it trash regardless. So that's like, Starfield will be scrutinized harshly and unfairly. If you think about it, the last big Bethesda team RPG was Fallout 4, and that was 2015. There's a whole group of young people who have never even played a Bethesda game, so the expected jank may not be acceptable. Okay. So people in a game media will always find an excuse to downplay Starfield and Microsoft, especially when they completely ignore it that Hi-Fi Rush received good reviews. Yeah, when they want to say the Xbox just had no great games, they like skip over Hi-Fi Rush, which was like, what are you talking about? You say Xbox just has a track record of really not releasing anything. They had Hi-Fi Rush, they had High on Life, they had what else did they have? Even after that, they had some good indie games as well that just released. So. And they even, like I said, they even got an indie game right now. What is this? Planet of Lana, which just dropped. It's exclusive to Xbox, and it's scoring extremely well too. So I don't think any major websites reviewed this one yet, but you know, the B team of websites gave this game a good score, not the main ones just yet though. Xbox fanboys are the worst fanboys out there. Okay. He must have not been paying attention to social media. If you think Xbox guys are the worst guys on social media, you're clearly blind. I got a whole channel. You can see the nonsense the Sony guys have been doing. So, let's see. Also, this is the same outlet which gave our favorite Redfall 8.5. It's kind of a stretch to give it a higher score, but the game, people act like the game just like no fun to be had with Redfall. Like that's just a crazy thing. Like sure, the visuals aren't up to par. The frame rate isn't at a smooth 60. There's textures missing. It's blurry. But you gave Zelda a pass. I'm not trying to hear any of that. Y'all didn't give the same scrutiny to Zelda, so it's like I don't see why it's a big deal to get Redfall a high score. They overlooked the flaws of Redfall, but you guys overlooked the flaws of Zelda, so. X babies. Okay, that's an interesting insult. The user reviews in the Xbox store are all that matter. Damage control this early is concerning. Just wait until it releases and it'll either be good or bad. Let it have a fair shot. Okay. The Copium. I can't imagine starting a podcast for a brand. Does he say that with the several Nintendo and several like Sony podcasts? Like, what are you talking about? People just leave some dumb comments. I can't believe you guys started an Xbox podcast, but there are several Nintendo and several PlayStation podcasts. So why is that a big deal? Bro, that's such a sad way of thinking. Riding Xbox so hard, you're making up conspiracy theories now. Is it really a conspiracy theory though? Once again, Nintendo dropped a lot of games that should be heavily scrutinized, but because it's a portable console, we don't judge it the same way we judge the other consoles. Nintendo gets a lot of passes with these games. So you can say they don't, but they definitely get a lot of passes out of nostalgia. It's very obvious. Xbox is doing so badly that their fanboys are now having to create a gamer QAnon to explain why. That's kind of funny, but that's kind of a stretch too. Everything is everyone else's fault. It's wild. I truly don't know, and I hope that it wouldn't be the case, but and this is the truth, this game is going to be looked at much differently because it's only on Xbox, and typically it wouldn't be multiplayer if it's not for Bethesda coming to Xbox. It would have negativity coming for it. Yeah, because it's only on Xbox, it is going to face a different type of scrutiny. It's going to be more scrutinized than the other game, to be honest. People are really butthurt that they gave Redfall 8.5. Like, how dare you people actually enjoy Redfall? I was like, is everybody just a sheep? Like, how dare somebody give Redfall an 8.5? Some people probably could have enjoyed it. I mean, it's not that shocking. In order to generate traffic and drag the Xbox brand down. Okay. This video is just the dumbest thing I've ever heard. So you're gonna sit here and act like Xbox is not making super top quality games isn't the reason. Not making third-party deals isn't the reason, or how about not supporting the dev teams you have. What about that? I don't know what this guy's talking about. Xbox is making a lot of quality games. That's why I got a showcase coming up showing you that quality games coming out. So what is this guy talking about? People just want them to rush their games out like instantly. Like if you want these big budget AAA games, it's gonna take time to release these games. They don't just come out instantly. Like, okay. You mean they'll purposely give it a higher score even if it sucked? Facepalm. The proof he's telling us the truth is how IGN barely 2 days after the gameplay reveal literally prepped a faulty No Man's Sky video comparison to Starfield. Yeah, they did. That was kind of cringy. Like, how does it when they reveal the gameplay they compare it to No Man's Sky? Like, really? Yeah, so at the end of the day, I'm not going to be shocked if these websites do give this game a lower score. Like at the end of the day, play it for yourself, decide for yourself if this game is fun or not. But you see how the media definitely goes with certain Xbox games compared to different other the competitions games as well. Like how 30 frames is a big bummer for Xbox, is a big downfall. Where for like other systems like Nintendo, it's completely fine if your game drops at 30. Or even what is that Star Wars game? That game had a lot of issues on all platforms, but got a complete pass. So like really, but Xbox exclusive doesn't get that same pass though. This is fascinating. But I am gonna conclude it right here. Definitely want to talk about this controversy, which had a lot of people butthurt about this guy saying there's a huge saying that the media will be kind of biased towards Xbox exclusives. Which I kind of think he's true with that statement. The media does have a huge bias against Xbox. It's cool to say Xbox is trash, even though people are saying it are probably playing the same games that you could play on your Xbox right now, which is I just find it even more hilarious. Like people are saying Xbox is so bad, they're just such in a bad condition right now. But when you look at the people who are playing on PlayStation, they're playing the same games you're playing on Xbox. So is it really that trash for playing the same games? I don't know, but I'll leave it up to you. Leave a like if you like the video. Always, thanks for watching, and peace.